NFL Week 18 power rankings. So at number 10, I have the LA Rams back on this list. Rams have been playing a lot better. They clinched the playoffs last week, and they beat the Giants. The Rams, even though they don't have the most talent, Matthew Stafford has been playing great. Kyron has been a great pickup. Puka, their offense is actually kind of lethal. They have great skill position players, and Sean McVay is a very, very good coach. Their defense, though, I do have some concerns about them. They haven't played that bad, but like I said, Aaron Donald's starting to get old. Their defensive line isn't as imposing, and even though they haven't played bad, I still worry about their lack of talent on defense. But their offense is definitely very, very good, and the offense puts the Rams back in the top 10. Then you have number 9. I have the Philadelphia Eagles down 3 spots. They lost to the Cardinals. A horrible game by the Eagles, and their defense continues to struggle a lot. Their secondary especially could not stop Kyler Murray. Their defense, Matt Patricia is not helping their defense. They do have talent, but their coaching is bad on their defense. Eagles offense, however, continues to be great, but not as dominant like they were last year. Jalen Hurts is looking better, but his throwing is still kind of erratic. But Eagles, they definitely have to figure out some things on the defensive side because their defense is not good right now, and their offense can only carry them so far. Number 8, I have Kansas City Chiefs up a spot. They won against the Bengals, but the Chiefs' offense continues to not look very good. They could not get touchdowns. Wide receivers continue to drop things. Their offense wasn't horrible, but definitely not playing up to their potential. Defense continues to be very good. They adjusted in the second half, and their defense, very good coaching on the defense. Chris Jones looks great. McDuffie. Defense is great. Offense still has to figure things out, like I've been saying like the past 10 weeks. Number 7, I have the Buffalo Bills up a spot. I refuse to put the Buffalo Bills in the top 5. I don't think they've been playing their best football these last 2 weeks. They did not play that good versus the Patriots. My main concern is their offense continues to be inconsistent and turnover prone. James Cook had like one good game versus the Cowboys and has since been kind of mid. Josh Allen hasn't played good since the now that I think about it, he hasn't played great since the Eagles game. So, and I'm definitely concerned about the Bills offense, but Bills defense, even with the injuries, they've looked really, really good. And I think the Bills defense is actually the reason they're in the top 10, not their offense. I know people look at Josh Allen and say that Bills offense looks really good, but they have not played that good. And they've been very inconsistent. The number 6, I have the Miami Dolphins down 3 spots, mainly due to the injuries. They got thrashed by the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not sure what to think of the Dolphins right now. They do have some talent, but their injuries, I'm not sure how much that will affect the team. Um, they still have Tyreek Hill. He hasn't been bad. Mostert should be back for that matchup. And their offensive line has not been that bad, even with all their injuries. But their defense, they've been playing better until last week. And they lost Bradley Chubb, but they're getting some of their pieces in their secondary back, like Javon Holland. So I'm not sure what to think of Dolphins. I'm not sure how much their injuries affect them, but I still have them at number 6. Number 5, I have the Cleveland Browns up 2 spots. They played well versus the Jets. Their defense is good, but like I said, I don't know if they're dominant just yet. Myles Garrett is very good. People focus a lot on him, and their secondary is very good, but I'm not sure how good yet. They haven't played a good opponent in a while now. Offense, Flacco continues to do what he needs to do, be playing good football. But Browns, like I said, I'm not sure if I trust them. I don't know if I trust them. They haven't played with anybody good recently, and I don't know. They've had a lot of injuries. Number 4, I have the Detroit Lions staying where they are. They last second lost to the Cowboys, and this Lions team, they definitely have the potential, but they're just so inconsistent on offense and defense. Last week against the Cowboys, their defense looked great, but their offense looked bad. And Lions, they just have to in the playoffs, they just have to figure out how to play good offense and good defense. Because at times their offense looked really good, like during the middle of the season, and at times their defense looks really good, like at the beginning of the season and last week. So Lions, they definitely have the talent on both offense and defense, but they just have to put it all together. Number 3, I have the Dallas Cowboys up 2 spots. They beat the Lions, and I thought Cowboys dominated that game. A lot more than the box score said. Cowboys were a few mistakes away from being up like 2 possessions. Cowboys definitely played better at home. Their offense one too many mistakes, but I still trust in their offense. Dak has been playing really well. That Cowboys defense definitely has been playing is very good. They managed to slow down two very explosive offenses in the Lions and the Dolphins. Cowboys defenses continues to be very. They have all the talent. They just kind of limit those mistakes and limit those penalties. Number two, I have the San Francisco 49ers staying where they are. They won last week against the Commanders, locking up the number one seed. Niners, I definitely still have concerns about how well they play against top tier teams, but against like, mediocre teams, they have great. Their talent definitely shows through. They can rest their starters next week. Their defense is great. Their offense is great, but they just have to show up in the big moments. Then teams that dropped out, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, they lost to the Saints, and Mayfield did not have a good game. A lot of his stats came from garbage time. And that Buccaneers team in general, they've been playing very good this season, but they have had a few games where they just have not looked good. That defense has been playing all right, but it's kind of concerning at times. And that offense, Baker Mayfield cannot have a stinker of a game next week. And number one, I obviously have the Baltimore Ravens after blowing out the Miami Dolphins. Lamar Jackson is the MVP. Their defense dominating right now. Geno Stone looking really good. They do have a few cornerback injuries, which is slightly concerning, but I think John Harbaugh can figure those out. And their offense, Lamar Jackson, like I said, is great. Zay Flowers is coming into his own, and Isaiah Likely, their offense is just as good as their defense. So there you have it, my NFL Week 18 power rankings.